Let's get ready to rumble!
ZingerNation, jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today.
Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies.
Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley, that is the CEO of Akerna.
The best trade idea resource out there. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, Hump Day. You know, my favorite day of the week, Hump Day. Yes, I still have that Camel commercial stuck in my head. I don't even know whose commercial it was, but every Wednesday I wake up, the first thing I think is Hump Day. So yes, we are here Wednesday. It's a, rainy, drizzly, dreary day here in Detroit, Michigan. I hope you have blue skies wherever you are. We definitely have some green in the market today. We've been talking about it. The retail trade is a little bit back. The small caps are going, the SPACs are going, the high flyers are going a little bit. So we're having a little bit of fun. Live portfolio, which will pull up in a little bit here. All-time highs again. Let's go. I will take that all day. Preview of what is to come. You are now on the Trade Idea Show. All right, for the next 60 minutes. Our goal is to make sure that you have no better way to get trade ideas than by watching this show. That's what the point of this segment is. Ideas not just from myself, not just from our guests, but most importantly from all of you out there in ZingerNation. If you're out there, you're hanging out with us in ZingerNation. Put in the stocks you're trading. Drop the tickers now. I always make time to rapid fire through tickers in the chat. Give some news beat on them. Pull some quick levels on them, etc. So put them in there. And, of course, smash that like button. Share the stream. We want to get a bigger community. The more likes, the more shares, etc. The more people we have in ZingerNation hanging out with us today. Preview of what we have coming up. We have some individual tickers that we're going to be diving into. So if you want to see some of these individual stock names, no worries. We'll be getting to those. We'll be dropping a couple ideas on the show. And we're going to be doing our options 201. All right. So this week is earnings week. Let me go ahead. Let me get this graphic back up. I'm going to share my screen here. So we're in the best earnings week of the year. If you don't know what that means, but basically public companies are required to publish their quarterly financial results 4 times a year, once per quarter. And they don't have to, but they seem to be really concentrated in when they publish those reports. This week that we're in right now is the most exciting week for that of the quarter. Right, we have the high flyers. We have literally, I believe, close to 1,000 companies that are all going to be putting out quarterly reports this week. So we're doing a little bit of a series on basically how to use options into earnings results. Yesterday we did the 101, right? We did like the basic hedging. And if I'll do a quick recap of that. We talked about 2 different strategies, 2 basic hedging strategies to protect stocks that you own into earnings if you want to protect your downside. The first one is just buying puts against those stocks, right? That whatever strike price you buy the puts at, that's essentially where your downside ends. The stock's at 10, you buy a put at 9, stock goes to 7. You don't care. You're protected starting from 9 and below. The other one that we talked about is selling covered calls. So it's basically when you own the stock, you sell a call against it. It lowers your cost basis on the shares that you owned. So the stock has to drop further for you to be in the red. But then what you're giving up, you always have to give something up, is you're giving up some of that upside, right? So the stock goes up 20%, maybe you only participate in 10%. Again, it's whatever strike price you pick with your options. That was the 101 segment. You want to see the 101, go back to yesterday, check it out. You'll see that in there. Today we are doing the 201. And I've got a special guest with us who's going to talk about options into earnings. But let me bring him onto the stream. Coming to us from Options AI, CC, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome back to the Power Hour, sir.
How's it going? Good to see you, Luke.
Good to see you too. Anything? I don't know. What stock are you most excited to see report this week?
Well, the big priced ones are always interesting because, like you take Shopify and Amazon and things like that. And a lot of times the options market has a tough time pricing those really high priced stocks because the moves are just, numerically so large. I think I was looking at Shopify. We can pull this up in a second, but it's only like a 3% expected move or something like that. But then when you do that math, it's a massive move, from a dollar standpoint.
Yep.
And then there's the other ones like, we've been through an interesting time the last couple of months. You mentioned on the intro with, the high flyers, the SPACs, things like that. So you take a look at a stock like, NIO, is that an earnings move stock, or is that something, does it take, what does it take to move a stock like that? Is it just momentum? Is it just, the interest from retail, or do earnings matter? And, those are kind of interesting, but it's just jam packed. Like, it's hard to keep track. I didn't even know Google was going this morning, Yep. So, and they move it around from quarter to quarter. But, your intro, going back to your intro with the high flying stocks and the meme stocks and the SPACs, and, then you're seeing with the, crypto related stocks, we've been through a very interesting year, which was, the pandemic trades all of last year. And that was sort of wild market swings, right? And it was like the reopening trades. It was the, the stay at home stocks and things like that. And, you basically, from a volatility perspective and options, you saw the VIX bouncing from, 20 to 40 all year, all 2020. Then to start this year with the, with the SPACs and the meme stocks, the GameStops, the AMCs, things like that, you saw something else happen, which was this, these pockets of the market, which were going wild, right? While everybody was sort of ignoring the FANG stocks and things like that. And what was happening was, essentially retail traders were wading into options. They were buying calls. If the stock went up, if GameStop went up,
that's the way to do it.
If it went up $200, it was great. Now the issue, it's a great way to do it for a while, but the issue is, once those stocks sort of return to earth and, start trading more like a normal stock, which is going up one day, down another day within ranges and things like that, it is tough buying out of the money calls or puts. I remember seeing that with GameStop. It went, while it was going on its rocket ship, volatility was going through the roof because volatility is basically pricing uncertainty, right? And so the uncertainty in GameStop was, is it going to 1,000? Is it going to 500, right? Options, it's impossible for options to price those types of moves, right?
Yep.
Then once it starts returning to earth, people are like, oh, I'm going to buy puts for it to go back to 200 or 150. And they would, buy puts, and then the stock would go lower and they would lose money, right?
Yeah, because the puts were $100. It was crazy.
That was basically volatility collapsing because now, people aren't, the uncertainty of GameStop going to 1,000 is removed, right?
Yep.
And so then you start having to think of like, well, what if GameStop goes down $25 or up $25? And now all of a sudden it trades like a normal stock. So, and that sort of brings us back to earnings. Is what happened in those stocks, in those GameStops and things like that, is essentially what happens overnight in earnings, in options, right?
Yep.
You get this.
And I guess so let's back up for a second. But before we get too deeply into that, can you just give us a little bit of your background and Options AI?
So I'm a former market maker.
Yes. I picked somebody who was very qualified to get us into this options and earnings, guys. Okay. All right. Keep going, CC.
Yeah. So I'm a former options market maker. I was on the, the evil side of the business for retail, but it's, like basically on an options market maker side, you are a delta neutral trader, right? And so you are seeing options in a completely different way than, a retail trader who is looking to play directionally, looking to play a move and things like that. Whereas options market makers on the other side, and they're thinking in volatility, they're thinking in net premium short or long, and what that means for their decay over time and all those types of things. And so Options AI is, simply, it's more ways to trade, right? It is presenting someone, a retail trader, the ability to either through a price target in a stock or in a, like I am bullish in the stock, bearish, or I'm neutral in the stock, instantly being able to compare stock, a simple option like a call or put, to multi-leg options. And those multi-leg options are either, a call spread, a put spread, or it could be a credit put spread or a credit call spread, all the way to I'm completely neutral and I want to do an iron condor. And basically those are trades where, if you are beyond the rocket ship stage of buying, a call and hoping that that call goes up when the stock goes up, and, you want to basically get to those trades that, more on the institutional side, presenting them side by side and seeing the pros and cons of each strategy is very important. And that was sort of, when we set out to build the technology and the platform around Options AI, which I'm on that side of the business. That's what we were trying to do, is bring these trades to people in an easy to understand way. If I'm bullish in a stock going into earnings and I'm worried about volatility, I might want to think about a credit spread, or at the very least, I might want to think about a debit spread, as opposed to just, I'm bullish, I'll buy a call, because there's a lot involved, in options. There's a lot of variables.
Exactly. And you mentioned a couple. You mentioned a couple 201 things. Again, yesterday we did the 101, the single legged. Today, can you talk us through a couple of, and let's not make it too overwhelming. Let's talk through a couple of the more complex ways that we can leverage options into this earnings season that we're coming up on.
Well, the first thing I would start with, and this is something we put at the center of the Options AI experience, and I can even pull it up as I talk.
Yeah, can you? The visuals always help.
Yes. So let's do.
You should have a share screen button towards the bottom of your browser window.
All right, here we go. So, let's just take a stock. Let's take like NIO. I actually have an article that
NEO.
I just posted to Benzinga. It should be on there right now, where I use, this stock as an example, right? And this is a perfect one based on what we were just talking about with the, it was a high flying stock. It's doing well. They're doing better in the last, few weeks. So basically at the center of the Options AI experience is this concept of expected move, right? So we can see the historical chart here. We can see what this has been doing over the last month. And then what we're doing is taking the options chain and drawing it out into the future to show the expected move of this stock. Now, the expected move is how options traders are pricing the uncertainty. So like when you hear about these things like volatility and the implied volatility of these options and things like that, it's very difficult for somebody that just wants to sort of cut through that noise to understand that. And what we've done is we've presented that as a chart, right? So the expected move for this week in NEO is 6%, right? That's what the options market is expecting.
And let's just do one line on the how do you get to that 6%? Like what is it calculating? Is it
so that is basically what we're seeing here is we're seeing the options chain visualized, and what that expected move is based on the at the money options in the stock. And it's basically a good way to think about it is in sports you have a point spread, right? And that point spread is arrived at by basically buyers and sellers of those teams. If I want to, if I think the Ravens are going to beat the Steelers, I have to enter into a market, and then the people making the markets have to price it to balance the books, right? And that's the same thing that's happening in options, and that all the call buyers, all the call sellers, all the put buyers, and all the put sellers are arriving at this average of this expectation of how much the stock's going to move. Now, if the stock ends up moving beyond this expected move, that means options were underpriced. If it stays within that expected move, if NEO just moves 5% on earnings, that means options were slightly overpriced. And so that's why we start with that concept, is you should know where the crowd is, essentially, before you do any trade, even if it's stock, right? You should know, how much risk reward you're putting on the line. And then of course, when it comes to calls and puts, the expected move is $44, by Friday. So, if I'm going to buy a 50 call, then I really need these options to be mispriced, right?
Yep.
So, we can take this example and we can zoom in for this. And what we were able to do is, with Options AI, is there's two ways to do. I could set my own price target, or I could just select I'm bullish, I'm bearish, I'm neutral. And this is going back to what we were discussing earlier. Let's just, for instance, do a bullish trades for this Friday. And what it does is it produces, several trades based upon the expected move in this case, because I just did the I'm bullish button, right? And as we can see here, there's a call, there's a debit call spread, and then 2 credit put spreads, all compared to buying the stock. And when you zoom in,
let's pick one of those setups and talk through it. Like, how exactly does it work? What are you buying? What are you getting yourself into?
Yeah.
How does it protect you? What risks is it? Can we just pick one and go? I would say pick whichever one you think is most appropriate into an earnings report, and let's dive deep into it.
Yeah, let's compare a debit call spread and to a call, right? To start.
Again, guys, this is the 201. If you want the 101 with the single legged options into earnings, we did that yesterday. Today we're doing the 201 options into earnings.
Yeah. And so for instance, this call, right? This is a 41.5 call, which is an at the money call, right? The stock's trading about 41.5.
Okay.
If we click into this, we can see a chart, right? And we are risking $145 for basically uncapped gains. This is a call. This is, everybody understands this. And, on the chart, we can see.
Yeah. Well, let's just say it anyway. So the stock is at what? 41.5. The call is at 42.
And the call, this is a 41.5 call.
So the call's at 41.5. So the call's right there at the money. And then how much does this call cost?
So it costs $1.44, which means
$1.44. So if you're buying the call, you're spending $1.44 per share. Keep in mind, each options contract is 100 shares. You're spending $144 in total.
Yep.
And basically, what you're buying is you're buying upside. Once the stock gets above 41.5. Really, it's about $43.
Exactly.
You've got to add your $1.50, your $1.44 you're spending onto it. But so how's that, CC?
And that's the key. The last thing you said is the key point. And if you look over here, I don't know if you can see on the screen share, but over here on the right, you said about 43, and right, this is with real-time data. And so the break even on this call is 42.91 right now, right? If this call costs 141, and you can see that updating over on the right, right? Right over here. And, and that's, you explained it perfectly, is you don't just need this stock to go up. You need this stock to go up above that point. And you only have 3 days for that to happen, right? This call expires on Friday.
It's definitely a little bit of a YOLO trade.
Which
we don't discriminate against on this show.
No. And
I do some YOLO trades. Everybody has them from time to time.
Yeah. And even the smartest options trade, you still need to get the stock right?
Yep.
And, so now let's back out of this trade. And, this is a very basic call, buying the 41.5 call, and we'll compare it to this debit call spread, right? And so what this is doing is this is buying that same at the money call, but then it's selling a call up at the expected move, right? And so what this is essentially doing is saying, I'm bullish, but I don't want to pay for upside that has basically that YOLO. I don't want to pay that YOLO premium. I want to play within how the options market is pricing it. And so in this case, this lowers the cost of this trade to $82. And it's a max gain of $167 if the stock is, at or above 44 on Friday, which is the way the options market is pricing it. And, from an expected move standpoint, the way expected moves work is about 70% of the time, let's call it 65 to 70% of the time, the stock will stay within the expected move. The other 30% or so is when it, goes outside the expected move. And then obviously, it could be a crash or, this massive spike in the stock, but most of more times than not, the stock will stay at or within the expected move. So this is basically, and I can, we can talk about a little deeper here. I'm going to, so we can see what this is doing, right? This is buying that 41.5 call, the same price we just talked about, $1.45. It's selling that 44 call at 60 cents. So imagine the person buying that 44 call from you. They need the stock to go to 44.60 to break even.
Yep.
And you're selling that YOLO, for lack of a better word, premium to them to help finance you playing within 41.5 to 44. And I think that's a good way to think of a debit spread is, you're not concerned with the unlimited gains potential. You want to get your break even closer to the stock so that you can increase your probability of profit. And when we come back to this page, by selling that 44 call at 60 cents, you've increased your probability of profit by 6 percentage points. And that's just based on the break even being closer to the stock.
Okay, so we're gonna have to move on in just a second here.
Yeah.
But let me try to walk through this one again.
Yep.
So basically, what you're doing is you're spending money to buy a call option that's at a strike price above where the stock is now, but not too far above. And then you are selling a call option at a higher strike price. So you bought one call, you sold one call. And what that does for you is it makes you bullish on the stock, but less bullish and thus less expensive than just buying outright, single-legged calls. Is that an accurate representation?
No, it was perfect, Luke, and a great something that just occurred to me. So looking at the price of that debit call spread around $85, which means it's 85 cents, that is selling a 44 call at 65 cents. So it is selling almost as much as this package costs, right?
Yep.
So that person spending 65 cents for that 44 call, needs that stock 44.65. This 85 cent debit spread, needs the stock essentially almost $3 lower before it is in the money. So, and then the last thing real quick, on this page, there's also credit put spreads, which is if we're going into 202 class.
Yep.
And this is essentially selling to the bears, right?
Yep.
So in this case.
And see, fortunately, we don't have time to dig deep into that one.
Yep.
That said, I think we need to make this a recurring segment. Where we just sort of chip away at these like 201s, as I like to call them. Yeah. Yesterday we did the 101, the single-legged. Then we start chipping away at the 201s, the multi-legged.
Right, right. And there's an article, and I write on learnoptionsai.com, learn.optionsai.com. And there's an article on Benzinga today where I go over NEO and some of the other stocks, if people want to check that out more in depth.
Perfect.
And it even has iron condors.
Boom. Wait till we get to 301, guys. Okay, right. We're gonna keep chipping away at the 201s. If this is helpful, if this was helpful, guys, throw the 1 in the chat. Again, you're getting a little bit more advanced with our options. If not, throw the 2. And maybe we'll bring CC on to do more 101 stuff with us. But CC, man, I appreciate you coming and hanging out, taking us through it. Again, we went through our first 201 strategy of how to use options into this busy earnings season. So I appreciate it. Yes. Thanks for having me on, Luke. Absolutely, man. Thanks for joining. A lot of ones in the chat, a lot of fans. Awesome. All right, guys. How was that? You cannot say that I don't deliver. The idea of this show, we sort of have 3 things going on with this show consistently, right? One, we have trade ideas. We just hit on that one. Number 2, we have gimmicks. I'll get some gimmicks going later in the show. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure that out. And 3, we have a soundboard. That's what we deliver on, guys. Little preview of what is to come. Stay tuned. We've got a public company who's going to be joining us in a second here. I know you guys always like those. I've got a live trade to make on this show. And I think Jason's got some hot tickers to drop.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's weird, this thing. So the pool tickers, you guys know that I was the first one to be talking about these pool tickers for a while.
Well, we got to roll the tape on that one.
Yeah, roll the tape, roll the date, because Joshy.
I think I was the first one to talk about the pool tickers.
No, you weren't. Get the editors on here. Joshy Brown starts talking about them yesterday, and I've been on it.
Do you guys want me to drop the facts on this one? Because I know who talked about it first.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, the first person.
If you don't
to talk
say
about
if you don't say it was me, then you're wrong. Okay, go ahead.
it was neither of you actually. It was actually a viewer call-in who first mentioned Leslie.
Wow.
Okay.
I actually believe you, to be honest.
I got it
think that-
from Chris Camillo. Did it in one of our Saturday boot camps. He posted it on Twitter the same day, then pitched it in the boot camp, and then I repitched it on Monday. That's why I'm saying I know I had to have been first.
Okay. And I may. Okay.
Oh, look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Oh God, you guys suck.
Copyright violation.
Do not be doing that, Luke. I don't want copyright violations. I said I have a zero tolerance for copyright violations right now. Well, the reason I bring it up is during the show yesterday, I bought 8,000 shares of HAW. You guys brought it to me on the show, and you said, "Hey, this is a good one." And I didn't buy 8,000. I bought 800. Okay. And
hey, you want to see something cool, Jason?
Guess what? No, I'll tell you something cool. It's up 4%, $580. Thank you, ZingerNation. Whoever gave me that pick yesterday, you deserve some Benzinga swag. Come right on up and email Spencer Israel at Benzinga to claim your Benzinga swag. Go ahead.
All right, check this out. This is my interactive brokers account, right? We're looking at Leslie's. Look at this new feature. Brand spanking new. On the ticker pages on Interactive Brokers right there.
Holy shit.
Why is it moving?
Holy
Boom!
shit. Screenshot
I want to do
the
winning one again.
Screenshot that. Send it to me. Oh my freaking God. Send that to me. Now, where's the apostrophe on Leslie's, though? Who wrote that? Leslie's.
That was definitely Randy. If it missed an apostrophe, it's definitely Randy.
Keep that up because I got it up. I screenshot it. Now I got to go to the content Slack and say, you can't miss the apostrophe. I have 5 slacks from you, Luke. I missed all your slacks today. I'm sorry. That was Randy, you're saying?
It definitely was Randy.
He doesn't believe in apostrophes?
He doesn't. Randy, come on, man.
Why are you?
Randy, can you come over here for a second? And we do have to get to our guests in a minute here, Jason.
Why doesn't he?
Randy, will you come over to the stage, please? Come on, hurry it up. He's going slowly. He knows it's bad. Randy, so you did our users a major disservice today. You published this why is it moving content on Leslie's. You don't have the apostrophe there, and so people have no idea what the company is. What's the company supposed to be? There's no apostrophe. What do you have to say for yourself?
I didn't publish this one. That's what I have to say. I didn't publish.
All right, he doesn't want to take responsibility. That's fine. Different discussion, deeper discussion. We'll have to have later.
Okay. People are probably so mad at you right now.
Why?
Because you're calling them out on the screen and they get mad that we do that. Like they don't know how transparent we are.
Yep.
I hope Rohan is getting video of this for the main show. And the charts aren't working in Pro. Globetrotter, tell me that that's not true because that I'll be really mad. How do you spell apostrophe, Luke?
APOS TROPHY.
That's the hardest word to spell. Oh my God. Everyone's trying to tell me. Okay, guys, come on in the chat. Give me the apostrophe. I'm saying to our Slack. All right, Jeff is coming on in a minute, guys. We're excited. But I just had to come on and say thank you to the chat. What was the stock I bought a lot yesterday? I bought HAW. HAYW. I forgot a Y. You got to buy a Y. HAYW. Thank you, XII, for apostrophe. I spelled it so wrong. Jeez. Thank you.
But you knew the big word yesterday. You knew the one I didn't know. What was it?
Bloviates. I know that
Bloviate.
word. Yeah, because listen, so I'll give you a real quick thing, okay? And then you can bring on the guest. So back in the day, I listened to this guy named Bill O'Reilly. He was on Fox News. And at the end of every show, he would say, if you wish to bloviate or opine, send to this thing, name and location or address. And if you wish to opine, I never knew what the word opine meant. Do you know what opine meant? Opine means, Luke?
Yes, I remember now. Actually, I used opine in some email, and you just wrote back, "Nice use of opine." Now I know where it comes from.
Bill O'Reilly.
Feel free to opine on this.
Yeah, feel free to opine on this. That was Bill O'Reilly. And then I told Bill I love the vocab with opine, bloviate, and he used some other word. And so you know what he did? He took my email. I don't know if it's because of my email. It probably wasn't. He took my email and didn't take my email. He just did anyways. He started a vocab word of the day. But I love the systematic using that same word every day. If you wish to opine, name in town. And then he'd always use bloviate all the time. So when you didn't know the word bloviate, I was like thinking you are a porcupine, Luke, because like, how do you not know the word bloviate? Like I know it like is yesterday, maybe because I opine a lot. But that is maybe because I bloviate a lot. Sorry. I was reading the someone's comment. I love
maybe because you apostrophe a lot. Yeah, that's what it is.
Does what?
But all right, I'm gonna bring our guest on.
All right.
All right, guys. You know the deal. We always are bringing the interesting ideas. Coming with us, public company audio ticker AUUD. That's Alpha Ukulele Delta, I think.
Do you have a ukulele, Luke?
Not yet. If we get more viewers on the show, then I think we can make that.
Well,
happen.
we have 6,000 right now. I know it says 365 here, but there's 6,000 through the syndication right now. 6,000 I got on my data thing. So
boom.
Just keep it up. Okay.
Get me to 60,000. All right.
All right.
But we have Jeff Strawman, founder, executive chairman, Michael Lawless, CEO. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the Power Hour. Good to have you here with us.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we dive into it, for anybody who isn't aware, can you just give the quick background of the company and what you guys do?
Yeah, we're essentially a technology company focused on the audio space. And, the audio space is exploding with podcasting and streaming over the last, decade or so and continuing to pick up momentum. So we've really built some really interesting technologies that reinvent how people can really interact with audio.
Awesome. And so are the technologies focused on the consumption side of things, the recording side of things, the layer in between? Where exactly along the spectrum does it fall?
Yeah, the main technology is really this AI platform that we've built, where we've essentially trained this artificial intelligence engine on Google's TensorFlow platform to really learn the difference between all the types of different audio that are out there.
Wait,
so
Google, hold on. Sorry, Jeff. I got to rewind. Google's what platform?
TensorFlow. It's just an AI library.
Okay. I never heard of that. That was another word that thank you. I'm sorry. If I don't know something, I have to ask because I never heard that. Okay.
Absolutely. And Michael can give you all the detail you want on TensorFlow if you
all
like
right.
to dig into
Michael,
that.
we may have to do a one-on-one tonight, okay?
Sure, absolutely. Let's plan on that.
All right, thank you.
I can opine on TensorFlow all day if you need me to.
Yeah, but don't. Jason's gonna bloviate, so you don't want. Don't take the call as my recommendation, okay?
All right, I'll let you go back, Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So we're applying the technology really to two products that we're going to market with. And one we think it's just a huge game changer for radio. Radio has been out there all these years, and it still has 270 million people listening to it every month. But they have two big problems. One is their ad load. It's just way too obnoxious for most consumers. And the other thing is you can't personalize the content. So everybody's got to listen to the same thing. So what they do have, though, the reason they're maintaining these 270 million listeners is they're the only place where you can go to get local content at scale. If you want to know what's happening in your community, you want to know what happened with the game last night, you want to know a big weather event that's coming in or some other big event, radio is basically the only place you have it. So we have these people going there, this huge audience. We have this content that people want, but radio doesn't have a technology solution to allow people to consume that content in a premium fashion. So what we bring to the table is an opportunity to download the Audio app, and then you can pay a subscription, and you can listen to any AM, FM radio station without commercials. And you can also personalize the content, skip anything you don't like. You can set up sequences like programs like you can on smart speakers, different routines, that sort of thing. And you can bring in other content that you might be interested in. So that's really what we're doing on the audio side. We have another product called Vodacast, which plays in the podcasting space.
Okay. And so on the audio side, it's I imagine that it sounds like you can pull content in across channels, right? It's not like you just have one station and you're skipping the commercials. Is it I want the weather from here, the sports from here, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Michael, you might want to go in a little bit on how we do that and the different types of content that we're looking to pull in to do that for folks.
Yeah, so if you can just think about it in terms of having access to thousands of different content streams of audio streams from radio stations and theoretically from other sources as well. We have the capability of processing those streams that are being essentially tuned into on the phone, and we can identify the beginning and end of different content segments. And for many of the types of segments, we can identify exactly what type of segment it is. So in theory, you can listen to your favorite music station, say in Denver, Colorado. But if you happen to, like me, if you happen to be from the Boston area originally, maybe those are the sports teams you follow, you can infuse into your listening experience a very personalized set of content from, say, sports radio stations in Boston. And now you have a very unique listening experience. It's personalized for you, and it's using the technology that we've developed to identify and stream those different sources simultaneously, parsing and segmenting them to construct that listening experience.
Awesome. And you guys had a press release out today. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What the significance is? What investors should be paying attention to?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that we're doing is we're a pre-revenue company, and we early stage technology company where we've really invested all the capital into getting to the point of launching the product. And then we went to the public markets. After that, we were on the private side, we were funded entirely by individual investors, and we're kind of continuing that with the public market push to give the everyday investor the opportunity to get into what we think is a huge opportunity, early on, and follow it along with us. So the way we're going to market with the Audio app is we're partnering with independent broadcasters, and we're gonna buy promotional time on their stations, and we're gonna work with them in pushing this out to their audiences. So they'll be getting on air to their listening base, and they'll say, hey, you can now listen to our stations in a premium environment. Go download, the app, pay a subscription. They'll get 30 days to listen to it for free, and then convert over to subscription. So this is our second broadcast group that we announced today, and that gives us a reach. And they're out in Sonoma, California. That gives us a reach out to about 300,000 consumers across the Lakes Media Group, which we announced earlier in the month, or maybe last month. And then now Sonoma coming on board. We hope to get that initial trial up to a larger number and announce additional partners as we go. But it's really proving this out with the independent broadcasters, because the big deal for broadcasters is that, the subscription price, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we did a big survey with the Harris Polling folks, and that priced out at around $12 as the price to maximize revenue. And the way we model our business is we model about $2 of that coming to us and $10 going back to the broadcast radio groups for various different services that they provide for us. And if you look at what broadcast radio gets today from the ad model, it's about $3.75 per month per listener. So they more than double their revenue if they get on air and they can drive people over to this premium channel.
So two thoughts that I have from there. So the way that you're not competitive with these radio stations, you just answered for us, right? They're going to be pushing audio, and you're remitting payment to them. So it's not competitive. It seems super synergistic in that way. And let me draw this comparison. But is it fair to say that you guys are similar to like a Spotify and how Spotify works with musical artists in that it's the platform for people to consume the content, and then the artists, labels, etc. are remitted payment, for the streams that take place.
Yeah, it's a similar type of concept. I mean, radio has this unique content, that we would be, part of the payment is to get access to that unique content that the broadcast radio has, which is really that local content and the stuff that they put together between the music as well. radio already has a deal in place with the music industry as to how they have to pay for music. And that comes from a statutory rate that's out there that's very favorable. And that's one of the big differences between what we're doing and what Spotify and the rest are doing. Right? We don't require direct contracts with the music industry. So we can really become one of the first big streaming providers of content that isn't getting slaughtered with paying the fees to the music industry. So we can be profitable at a much earlier stage than Spotify or Pandora or any of the others.
Got it. All right, and then last question that I'll ask. I'm going to make it a twofer for whoever wants it. What should investors be looking out for next? You know, what's the next thing on the horizon, the next catalyst for us to watch out for? And then the second half of that is what are you most excited about?
Yeah, I can answer that on the audio side, and I'll ask Michael to give a few comments on the Vodacast on our podcast platform. But with audio, I mean, we've covered most of it. We're going to be announcing additional partners coming into our platform. We hope to start running these in this quarter, our first trials, and then really reporting on results. And I think reporting on those results is going to be the whole key, right? That's what I'm most excited about. If we're able to show conversion rates to subscription, they're anywhere close to what we showed in that Harris poll, we should see a ton of movement in our stock. And so that's really what I'm looking for on the audio side.
Okay.
Yeah, and in parallel on the podcasting side with our Vodacast product, very very similar type of a rollout plan where we're adding podcasters now onto that platform, and the way the model works on Vodacast is to have those podcasters use their voice to promote to their listeners, and that's how we acquire listeners. So over the next quarter or two, we're going to be rolling up podcasters, and by virtue of that success, we'll roll up listeners. And if those metrics early on convert the way we're expecting, it'll be really really exciting. And if we see that on both products, that answers your second question. That's pretty exciting, I think, for both Jeff and I.
Luke, what about our podcast?
Yeah, we need to get that going on there. It's publishing finally.
We're in the podcast space too now, but we didn't know we were. But now we have podcasts. So
what's your podcast called?
Mine's called Raz Report. I've just had 5 like I Dave Portnoy on, Kathy Wood. I got I think David Einhorn coming up. You know, the Green Light. I'll have more. So that's Raz Report, and then the show Power Hour is a podcast as well. These are relatively new. We haven't gone out there and really promoted them yet. We will soon, but maybe there's something there. I don't know. We started putting on podcasts just because, like what you guys are doing, people want to be able to do things when they want, where they want, and that's why like the YouTube traffic sometimes is a misnomer, because we used to just do YouTube, and then we realized people are other places. So that's it.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
you got to stop bloviating, Jason.
I know. I knew that was coming. I knew. That's why I've been in silent mode. And I mean, your company sounds very exciting. Like solving problems that don't exist, like people don't know necessarily they have. But that's why it's like you got to be everywhere. I mean, that's the future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you guys would love the Vodacast platform. Because I don't know if Michael got into the details, but I mean, one of the big things is we sync a digital feed to the on-air component of it. So if you guys are talking about stocks and different trades and different things, you can have text and video and all kinds of other stuff in this interactive feed that obviously can be monetized if you get enough eyeballs on it as well.
Awesome.
No, that's awesome.
I love it. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up.
So producer AB, there's the homework. You got to dig into the platform, figure out what we can make happen.
You got that? You got that, producer AB?
Well, he's not actually here. He's just
sir. I got it.
We call him the delay effect. Like, when someone's like in another country or on Mars, that's where producer AB is. Hence his name AB, because he's, I don't know, like AD, BC. I don't know. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming on. The symbol is AUUD. A is an apple, U is an under, D is in dog. Guys, check it out, follow along, and please come back on or let us know when you have news to drop so we can get it out to the world.
Okay,
Thank you.
will do. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Bye
Thank
now.
you. Yep. Have a good
care.
day.
All right.
Luke, we got to get producer AB a new microphone or something.
Yeah, that I don't know if we need to buy a microphone. I mean, maybe we need to do a leverage buyout at Comcast so we can get priority service. I mean, we've got to do something there. It's tough.
Yeah, it is really tough trying to talk to him during the show. So I don't know what we'll do, but I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, right?
Yep, we got to figure it out. All right, Jason, we only have a couple minutes.
Yeah, we got to
I
get
do
this
have a call. I got to get prepped up for at 1. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave ZingerNation in your hands. All right.
Yeah, and Luke, I appreciate you coming on today, even though you didn't opine as much as you probably should have.
I know. I had a hot trade to make today too. We just, we run out of time. We get too excited by options and all that. Hot trade.
Luke, should
big
we
call? I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Luke, should we do a stock contest? We each put in, I don't know, $500. A 2-week contest. You get to pick 4 stocks in your portfolio. Winner gets $1,000, not just between you and me, but between you and me and like the 20 most loyal or 30 most loyal listeners to the show. We'll have we'll figure out how we'll do that, and we'll give $1,000, and it's just a 2-week contest. I think it might be a cool idea.
I'm about it. The swing trade. All right.
Yeah,
yes. Especially in these earnings weeks.
Because I have a couple no-brainer picks right now that are going to destroy earnings, like murder, like literally the baseball cover is going to fall off the baseball. They're going to be hit. It's going to be hit so hard that I know I'll win. Like I know. And then I'm in that CNBC stock contest again. I have to call it's Perlman back right now. I forgot he called me, so I have to call him. We have 30 stocks we have to choose from. So
I thought you were about to say you had to pick 30 stocks.
No, we have to do that contest. So yeah, let's do that, man. I need some, and then I need for my O's Perlman contest. I got to pick some stocks today. Let's do that. Okay. All right. Boom. So Luke, get out of here. Get your other stuff. Luke has to get to work. He was up all night. So go. All right.
All
thanks,
right. Peace, guys. Happy trading.
All right. So that's Luke Jacobi. He is right-hand man. Yeah, I'm in the CNBC stock draft with O's Perlman. I have to give him picks. Here are the choices. If you guys want to see, hold on. Where's my cell phone? Who took it? Okay, my hand took it. It's right here. I'll show you my picks. I'll show you. Hold on. Don't just hang in there, guys. Hang in there, ZingerNation. Here we go. ZingerNation, I don't have a camera above my head. They should put a camera above my head. Here are the stocks that we get to choose from. Okay, you guys, can you see? Here are the stocks. I got to give O's 4 stocks to recommend. Study this. Are you guys studying? Sorry, my arm won't stop moving. I don't know. And now here, I'm going to go up a little higher. Uh-oh, what happened? My screen went black. You know what they say. Okay, so these are the stocks we get to choose from. I have to give O's for us. Yes, last year we were in first place the whole time. I gave, Uber. Not Uber. We had Bitcoin and 2 others, and I was so right on. I was the man last year. I was the man. That was 2 years ago. And then we were in first the whole time by like 30%. And then we came in third because Bitcoin fell at the end. I was so pissed. I was so good last year too. I was mad. I didn't buy it from my real account. So here are the 30 stocks, the 30 things, not just stocks. Actually, there's, crypto. So you guys tell me. I have to call after I hang up with you guys. I got to call O's back. So I need to give him 30 stock, like 5 picks. He's number 7th in the draft. I'm working with O's on it. Are you guys looking? You guys have recommendations for me yet? Okay. All right. So no one really gave me any recommendations. I don't think Apple is going to move enough for it. What I would say to you guys is I'm probably going to tell O's. I'm probably going to tell O's Bitcoin's going to be taken early. It's not going to work. What about Invesco Solar? I think I may do TAN, Etsy, and Dash. That's what I'm thinking. You guys are saying no? You guys want to see again? Roku's on there, but I need 4 stocks, guys. 4 stocks. What are the stocks, guys? You guys aren't being too helpful to me, I'd be honest. Thought ZingerNation would be a little more helpful. Roblox. Oh, why do you have to keep going black screen? I don't get it. All right, you guys see? Maybe AMC is I think that's a dumb play, but Delta. All right, there we go. All right, those are the ones we get to choose from. We're number 8 in the draft. All right, it would be Daniel. You would be called away. Okay, so that's the story. Hey, I have news for you guys. I got news for you. We launched the page. HTTP. I'm gonna www trading tool bounties. You already have 3 that came. 1 person that came in so far. It is launched. Let me just share it with you before I click over. I'm going to add about 10 other bounties on here. Trading tool bounties. I'm going to add about 10 others, like because I want the stock idea feed. Yeah, I gotta add more on here, like ASAP. But here they go. If you refer anyone over, you get a $2,500 fee. If we do an interview with them, you get a $50 fee, even if we don't hire them. $50. That's the page. So the page is up and we're ready to go. TradingToolBounties.com. We'll put more details for each trading tool bounty, but that's where we're at. So, yeah, no, I like BKNG. Chris Delaccio, I like it. The problem is you need a big move. It's a 1-year contest. DVN, is DVN Devon Energy? I don't know DVN Devon Energy. All right, so that's the Trading Tool Bounties. If you know anyone, guys, let them know about TradingToolBounties.com. Please follow us on YouTube for more interesting content like this. Like and subscribe. We're only here for ZingerNation. We are all for one, one for all. We're not here. I'm not the boss. You guys are the boss. You tell us what we build. Benzinga Pro is yours. I heard we had a thing with charts. I'm looking into that. I'm also working on a couple things that we don't have in Benzinga Pro. Someone told me a couple of days ago that we need to have, and I said it'll be by the end of the month. I already forgot what that was. Do you guys remember what I said yesterday? It'll be in Benzinga Pro by the end of the month. Thank you, Alex McClare, on your dash thing. BNGO, Givo, thank you, Muds. Circle of Life, I don't know what that's about. Was Saber on there? I didn't see. All right, I'm going to buy some Saber again. Thanks, Cameron Dole. Cameron Dole says, buy Saber. There's a ton of option call buying. I'm going to buy some Saber. Thanks, Cameron Dole. Can I post a link here, please? Absolutely. Charts are working again. Globe, thank you. I'm working on something else with Pro that you guys wanted yesterday. I forgot what it was. If you guys can remember, I said it'll be by the end of the month or in the middle of May. What was it? You guys told me about something that you wanted in Pro that I didn't have, that we don't have. Oh, Inside Traders. That's the SEC thing. But that's what I said will be on Pro. Okay. All right. I'll make sure that gets. Oh, TSX. No, it was Happy Muhammad. It was TSX tickers. That will be on Pro. I'm going to find out why it's not Oil Strong. TSS tickers. Oh, Tiger's making a comeback. Well, hey, if you guys use Tiger as a, well, we have crypto charts and Benzinga Pro coming in 1 week, or less than that. If you guys use Tiger Trader brokers, email them and say you want Benzinga News. If you're an E-Trade user, email them and say you want Benzinga News. Send us an email to powerhour@benzinga.com and let us know that, and we will send you swag. Tons of swag. We have boxes and boxes of swag. If you don't take it, we're going to go give it to the people outside in Detroit. You know what? In fact, I'm going to go hand out Benzinga clothes. I'm going to put some Benzinga clothes in my car and see if anyone wants it in Detroit. And then when people walk around Detroit, they'll see everyone wearing Benzinga clothes. They'll think we're like some cult, the Benzinga cult. Everyone's wearing Benzinga clothes wherever you walk in Detroit. That could be fun. Could be strange, but could be fun. So I'm going to start handing that out. Maybe they won't want it, but who knows? That's what I'm going to do because you guys aren't emailing E-Trade and saying you want our news. All right, there's another show coming up at 1 o'clock. I don't know what show that is. Can someone tell me? Is our producer live on the show? I don't see a producer. I don't know who Mateo is, but I appreciate you, Mateo, for saying hi. Oh, live stream it. Globetrotter, you're still waiting on your Benzinga gear? What do you mean? Aaron Thomas. Hold on. Can you come over here? Aaron Thomas.
We'll get that Globetrotter. We'll get that figured out. Can you?
Aaron Thomas, I can't. Whoever's talking, we can't hear you at all. So stop it. Whoever's doing that, because it's annoying when you can't hear someone. Okay, Aaron, This guy Globetrotter said he's still waiting on his Benzinga gear. See, I don't think you're sending it.
Globetrotter, what's his email?
What's your email, Globetrotter?
Wait, is this better now, Raz? Am I talking better?
Yeah, but before you were talking, you weren't talking.
I know,
so.
it wasn't coming through the right mic. That was my bad. All right, I'm putting the Power Hour email in here at Benzinga.
Guys, send a screenshot that you're, and we'll send you swag. We have boxes and boxes. If Rohan would turn on the camera, tell him to turn on that camera and show the boxes. See the boxes? The look at this, guys. Will you put the camera on, the ceiling camera? Hold on, I'll put the ceiling camera on. Hey guys, thank you for coming out. Oh, it's Get Technical. So this is Get Technical with my colleague and boss, Neil Hamilton. Neil Hamilton is the boss, CEO of Benzinga. And as you guys know, I don't want to make Neil mad again, but I'm going to show you guys the thing. Here we go. He's going too fast on his Zoom, but he's new to this place, Get the camera up, sir. All right. See that? Those are all boxes of track jackets and T-shirts. Track jackets and T-shirt. Yeah, TD Canada or TD America? TD America has us. We need you to send it Schwab. Any brokerage, even if you don't have them, you send an email. We'll send you swag. That's about 600 swag items right there, okay? And there's still more in my garage. We want to clear Jason's garage. Yes, I talked in the third person, okay? Sometimes I do that because I don't want to be me. I don't know. All right. Love you guys all. Go watch Get Technical. Like and subscribe. TD Canada. If you reach out to TD Canada and you send more stuff, if you have kids, send us their kids' addresses. It's hard for us to ship to Canada, harder to ship to Canada, but we can do it. Send it to TD Canada once a week. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's go. On the Sabre calls, I haven't looked into it. I'm putting it on my watch list on Benzinga Pro in my notes. I'm probably going to buy it. And Happy Muhammad, I love that guy. I don't think he even works here full time yet, but this guy's a good man. Good man. So thank you guys. Love you. And my email, a free trade for sure, man. That counts. Free trade we want to be on so bad. They won't get back to us. My email is jason@benzinga.com. I'm on Twitter at Jason Raznick. If you have ideas or you think you can impact the bounty trades, trading bounties, bounty trades, interesting. Tradingtoolbounties.com. Then let us know and go kick some ass. So here we go. Love you all. Peace.